It is another beautiful day for baseball here in Warner Robins at the Little League Southeastern Regional Tournament. And we've got a great game here to begin day 3. Barboursville Little League representing West Virginia taking on Northwood Little League out of South Carolina. Size up this tournament so far. 2 teams have been sent packing. That's Florida and Tennessee. Alabama and Georgia both have the day off. So now West Virginia and South Carolina play today to stay alive. Great to have you with us, everybody. Drew Felios with former Pittsburgh Pirates catcher Mike LaValliere. And Mike, I would think that West Virginia's got all the momentum after that big victory over Tennessee yesterday.
Well, they've already played one elimination game, so they've already got that feeling they either win or go home. So they get maybe momentum on their side. South Carolina, on the other hand, tough 3-2 loss last night. We'll see how they can bounce back.
All right, Jack Eastone, player that's done a little bit of everything for West Virginia. He's pitched, he's also swung a mean bat as well.
Well, Eastone he's done everything for West Virginia. Here you see a triple, couple RBIs. Later on in the ball game, he gets another base hit. He's been swinging a bat and a huge part of their offense.
And for South Carolina, Bryce Harder, number 12, who'll start today at shortstop, has done the same.
Well, Bryce Harder's done with the bat since day one. Here you see a key RBI double. Bryce he had both hits for the South Carolina Club. You see him sliding into second base. He's been the guy with the bat.
South Carolina coming off a loss to Alabama, hoping to stay alive here today. Little League Southeast Regional. We begin day 3 when we come back. Southeast Regional headquarters here in Warner Robins. It's been a busy place here over the last 4 days as this Southeast Regional rolls on. South Carolina, team that usually fares well, having to shuffle their pitching staff like all teams doing, getting to this point. Cooper Noble gets the ball here today.
Well, Cooper Noble has gone through the district and state championship mainly as their key reliever, coming in tough situations and doing a good job. He's, according to their coach, J.D. Nelson, very good under pressure. Well, there's nothing like being a chance of being eliminated for pressure, so we'll see how the young man does.
So starting it off is Landon Nida for West Virginia. Carson Carter hits second, Cummings third, Eastone in the cleanup spot with McCormick, Hicks, Dempsey, Nethercutt, and Allfree hitting ninth. And we're underway here in day 3, and Nida goes right up the middle for a base hit on the first pitch of the game. Let's take a look at this South Carolina defense. And we'll start in the outfield with Charlie Marchbanks, Brody Koss, and Drew Nelson and right. Trip O'Neill at third, Bryce Harder, the shortstop, Kikaris at second, and Tullis at first. Peter Mershon behind the plate today. Carson Carter now coming up for West Virginia.
I tell you, I absolutely love it. First pitch, little fella just looking for it and just ripping it up the middle.
Nida takes off as the ball gets away from Mershon. And already West Virginia with a runner in scoring position.
So important to advance in this, having a good battery, good pitching, good catching. We've seen some outstanding arms on the mound, and really tough whenever you're talking about trying to hit 70+ mile an hour fastball at this age, equivalent to 90+. Thinking about trying to catch it.
Carter takes a big swing, fouls it back. Carson Carter was 0 for 3 yesterday for West Virginia. Did get on base a couple times. West Virginia with a 2-1 victory over Tennessee. Banged out 5 hits, made 2 errors. Tennessee had none, but they were still able to overcome Tennessee when it mattered most. Little dribbler, and Noble comes off the mound to take care of it. for the first out. Runner does move to third.
Hey, even though this is a little dribbler to the right side, I call that a productive out. Advancing the runner from second to third, less than 2 outs. Really nice job. Puts it in play. Equally good was Cooper Noble taking his time and throwing it over to Kai Tullis. And for me, West Virginia here is a guy that could be a difference maker in this ball game. We're going to see him on the mound, but has great power.
Cummings made great contact yesterday for West Virginia. Watches this one outside.
And it looks to be kind of the game plan here is let's not let this guy beat you. You know, when you look at a lineup and they've had a chance to see a few of these games.
There's a strike.
And you pick out, you know, 1 or 2 guys. You know, if push comes to shove, you know, we're just going to intentionally walk this guy.
3-1 pitch now. Cummings. Oh, good contact. And into left field. West Virginia struck first as Landon Knight crosses the plate, and it's 1-0.
Well, good hitting. Cooper Cummings picks on a 3-1 breaking ball. You look at the location was up a little bit out over the plate where he could smash it. Good try by Trip O'Neill, just quite couldn't get to him.
Brings up Jack Eastone now. RBI for Cummings. He continues his hot hitting. And Eastone watches ball 1.
And Cooper Noble, definitely a finesse type pitcher. He's got to rely on that breaking ball. He's got to rely on throwing it down in the zone, velocity wise, low 60s. Got a very, very good changeup.
Eastone watches 1 just outside the zone.
And the key for really all pitching, but especially our guys that rely on spotting up their pitches, is they need to pitch ahead to be effective.
So walk issued to Eastone. West Virginia coming out hot here in the first. 2 on, 1 out. And looks like Cooper Noble's going to get a visit here.
You know, Bryce Harder, shortstop, just coming in and saying, you know, hopefully saying you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. And that's really, you know, trying to stay positive with the pitcher. You know, it's always easy to say, hey, relax and throw strikes. Well, as soon as you say relax and throw strikes, now all of a sudden, as a pitcher, you have a tendency to start aiming the ball and not letting it go. And I tell you, it's great when the coaches come out, but sometimes peer support works a lot better than parental support. Only on the baseball field. I gotta clarify that.
Up for South Carolina last few days, we've seen Trip O'Neill pitch the opening night. Also saw Nelson Vaughn yesterday, and the second baseman pitched last night, James Kakaris. All 3 ineligible here today. First and second, 1 out. Aiden McCormick is the batter. Line this one down left field line, and it's foul. Winner advances. The loser goes home. Set him up high again, and he hits it right through the gap. 1 run is going to come in. Here comes the second. Eastone to the plate. He's in there safely.
Eastone flying around the bases. He was waved on from third, kind of hesitated. But when Kai Tullis bobbled the ball, he just went ahead and eased on home. Here you see Drew Nelson doing a good job trying to keep it in front of him. But the double relay just wasn't quick enough to get the flying Eastone.
Here's Jordan Hicks. West Virginia exploding here in the first. Already surpassing their run total yesterday of 2.
Now both of these clubs are really getting down into the depth of their pitching. It remains to be seen how long they're going to go with Cooper Noble. And as we see year in, year out, the pitch count really plays a huge factor. That's where you see some of our coaches making decisions, taking guys out, trying to save them for an extra day. Sometimes they are pushing the right buttons, and other times, well, it seems to come back and bite them. But I think in order to win, you need to make some tough decisions, and it's difficult, at this level when teams are so good.
Noble can't handle it. Second baseman does. Quick throw to first, and good job by Kakaris to stay with it for the second out. McCormick heads over to second, and now there's 2 down.
Well, here we got a little tip here, just off the pitcher's glove, over to Kakaris. He was able to stop and change directions and make a nice play at first base.
Here's Griffin Dempsey now. Everybody making good contact in the West Virginia order right now.
I like the aggression. Going up there, looking fastball, something middle-ish part of the plate, and you see it, be ready to hit. The further on you go past districts, past states, into regionals, the pitchers get better and better and better. And oftentimes, whenever they get ahead in the count, then they'll start throwing those secondary pitches, and this makes it a little bit tougher to hit.
McCormick back to second base. Peter Mershon, the catcher, trying to keep him honest there. Now Griffin Dempsey. Timeout called.
Yeah, McCormick at second base wasn't comfortable. We get our slide away bags, the protection of the runners, and I think it was off of its where it's attached.
And a strike on the outside part of the plate, 2-2.
Yeah, good pitcher's pitch. 2-1 count. Pick that outside corner just at the knees.
Very young West Virginia team. 3 11-year-olds on there. That one a little high for a ball. All these kids get good grades, really good in the classroom. Coach Daniel Knight just raved about them. Jason Lingenfelter helping out Nida with this team. Another base runner here in the first for West Virginia. So West Virginia going through their order. Now Jared Nethercutt will come to the plate with 2 down. Jason Lingenfelter, I mentioned one of the coaches. Shane Carter is another. And, Carter's a guy, Mike, who played at Barboursville Little League back in the day. So the coaches playing at this league, giving back now as adults, and it's just a family affair in Barboursville, West Virginia. Less than 4,000 people in the town.
Replacing number 14, Jared Nethercutt, and now adding number 9, Evan Akers.
Evan Akers is the pinch hitter here.
A good breaking ball. That's more like it. Tendency to come out in the first inning and maybe overthrow a little bit too hyped. Now it's seeming to settle in.
Quickly down 0-2. You see the look on Akers' face. He can't believe it. Evan actually broke his arm at districts, missed the rest of the tournament. He is happy to be here, healthy, but that time watching 3 strikes on the outside part of the plate. So West Virginia does get off to a great start. 3 runs off 3 hits, exploding to a 3-run lead over South Carolina.
There's nothing better.
2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 South Carolina error, 2 hits. For West Virginia, replacing number 9, Evan Akers, and re-entering the game at first base, number 14, Jared Nethercutt. Ladies and gentlemen, volunteers will be roaming through the stadium during the game selling 50-50 raffle tickets. The winner receives half of the money collected, and the other half is used to help provide amenities to the teams during this tournament. Tickets are $1 for 1 ticket, 7 tickets for $5, and 30 tickets for $20. The winning ticket will be drawn following the 4th inning. We appreciate your continued support of Little League baseball and softball.
West Virginia, 3-0 lead over South Carolina, but now this Northwood Little League team from South Carolina about to come out up to bat. Drew Felios with Mike LaValliere, and they're going to face Cooper Cummings, hard-throwing right-hander. Mike, I cannot wait to watch him pitch.
Yeah, Cooper Cummings, we've seen him earlier in the tournament. Again, like you said, he throws hard, good fastball, middle, upper 60s. He's got a curveball, basically a 2-pitch pitcher. When he's on, he's got a good curveball, and he'll use that for strikeouts once that fastball is established.
South Carolina will send James Kakaris to the plate first. Bryce Harder hits second. Trip O'Neill third. Charlie Marchbanks in the cleanup spot today. Cooper Noble, the pitcher, with Mershon, Tullis, Koss, and Drew Nelson hitting ninth.
Yeah, Chance right down in the elevator with James Kakaris' dad this morning, and I asked him how the boys were. They tough loss. They took him out to dinner last night, and one of the toughest things I says, how you've been able to handle these kids, because they played 2 night games. Think about 14, 12, and 13-year-olds.
Kakaris lifts this one into left field. It is playable out there, and making the grab is McCormill on the run. There's one away. McCormill in left field today for West Virginia. Bryce Allfrey next to him in center. Jordan Hicks is the right fielder. And in the infield, Carson Carter at third. Jack Eastone, the shortstop. Landon Knight at second. Jared Nethercutt is the first baseman. Griffin Dempsey behind the plate. Now it's Bryce Harder's turn.
Getting back to my story, I said, how you've been able to handle all these kids here all day long, because you play early. Yeah, you can send them to the pool. They can go play tag, football, frisbee, whatever it is. And Dad just said, you know what? The coaches have taken care of it. They've been regimented. They've all eaten together. Really kind of a tough thing to do, but they're having an absolute blast. And so I asked them, I says, well, how'd they take it? So, well, half hour, hour later, they were all good. So, know, it's great to see that where, yeah, you're upset, you lost a tough game, but it seems like they were ready to go this morning.
Good matchup here. Harder hits it hard to third base, and Carson Carter has trouble picking it up for West Virginia, so the first base runner for South Carolina.
This ball hit with a bunch of topspin, ends up handcuffing Carson Carter, who really didn't have his glove in the right position, but kept it in front of him. Tough play, tough error.
Here's Trip O'Neill, the emotional leader for this Northwood Little League team. Seen him make great plays on the pitcher's mound, with his bat in the field as well. So determined.
And the South Carolina team obviously very disappointed the way they swung the bats last night. You had Bryce Harder had their only 2 hits, the 2 RBIs. All the rest of them were held in check.
1-2 now to the guy they call T-Rip. They'll watch this one outside, 2-2. Hit to the right side. Oh, how about a snow cone grab by Nethercutt and tapping on the bag for the double play.
They're just an absolute rocket. Nethercutt sticking the glove out. Hey, look what I found. We've got a double play for West Virginia.
Would you like to play Little League or volunteer in your local community? Visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League program near you. Tremendous defensive play to end that first inning by Jared Nethercutt. And South Carolina kept off the board. West Virginia with the 3 spot in their top half. That's your score right now. We head to the second. 9-1-2 for West Virginia. Bryce Alfrey, the center fielder, leads it off.
And breaking ball over the inside corner. And every time that Noble throws that pitch for a strike, you can see him gaining a little more confidence.
This is hit right back at the pitcher. Noble says, hey, I can snag a couple myself.
That ball not hit as hard as it seemed. Got in on his hands. Take a look, but still good reactions by Noble. Up, fielding his position.
Landon Ida takes a strike. Landon had a base hit his last time up. He started that big rally for West Virginia in the first. Coach's son with a big swing for strike 2. Take a look at Daniel Nida, Spanky, the third base coach for West Virginia. When we talked to him during our coaches' conferences, didn't have a lot to say. He was very quiet, very reserved. And he just looked at us and said, guys, our kids just love the game. They love this game. They're very simple kids, not a lot of dramatics, not a lot of things that, will make you say, wow, they just come, they do their jobs, and they're just great gentlemen. I thought that was pretty cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I really do. They've got the two really good-sized kids, and Cooper Cummings and Jack Eastone, that, obviously they rely on those guys. He says, you know what, this is a really good team.
Outside corner, Nida swinging for strike 3.
Well, here you got 0-2, threw breaking ball in the dirt, now 1-2, and he definitely went around on that one. And you can just see everything about Cooper Noble on the mound now. There's a whole lot of positivity. His body language has changed since the first. His teammates seem to be into it. So now his job is, you know what, I gave up 3. That's it. I'm not going to give up any more, and I'm going to try to let my offense help me back into this game.
Carson Carter's turn. He grounded out his last time up.
Yeah, Carson Carter, the first at-bat, he took a swing and kind of shook his right hand. Same thing there. I don't know if his hand's slipping off of his grip or there's maybe a little injury there.
Strike called there, and the expressions are priceless here today from some of these kids. 1-2 now to Carter. Carter puts in the left field. That's how you rebound. Makes the turn at second. And Mike, that's a reminder for all young kids playing this game. Do not let a bad call get into your head, especially when the next pitch is coming.
Well, there you go. Carter, again, we've seen it. Kids they take exception to calls. Not all the calls are going to be good. And it's just part of the game. When you start letting that affect your at-bat, you're really not helping your teammates. And that's where you have to just step out, say, look, I didn't get what I wanted. I'm going to go ahead and just make the best of what I've got.
Cooper Cummings, the big stick for West Virginia, hits it hard to the shortstop. Bryce Harder, the grab, and a great play to end the threat for West Virginia. So South Carolina, their defense coming alive here in the second. Now, will the bats follow suit? We'll find out when we come back.
For West Virginia, at the top of the second inning, no runs, 1 hit. There were no South Carolina errors and 1 runner left on base. Pitch count stands at 45. Ladies and gentlemen, please be sure to make your way to the gift shop located on the third base side of the concourse. You will find a wide assortment of merchandise and souvenirs, including tournament roster shirts, Southeastern Region apparel, collectible pins, and much, much more. Additionally, you can find the tournament program that includes the official tournament roster insert as well as official scorecard. Sports Photo is the official photographer of the 2018 Southeastern Regional Tournaments. Please be sure to visit their booth on the concourse to view their game photos and the creative work they can do for your child and your team.
great day for baseball here in Warner Robins, Southeast Regional. Double elimination here. West Virginia and South Carolina battling to stay alive. South Carolina trying to get some runs here. This ball swung on. It's going to be just foul as Charlie Marchbanks leads off the inning. So 4, 5, and 6 now for Northwood Little League.
Yeah, Coach J.D. Nelson kind of playing around a little bit with his lineup. Charlie Marchbanks has been hitting down in the order. Today he sees himself as the cleanup guy. So, sometimes that puts a little shot in the arm and gives you a little more confidence.
Good pitch to Marchbanks, now 1-2.
A little off-speed delivery there from Cummins. Not known for his off-speed stuff, but there he showed a nice little change.
Tried another one. Didn't come out just quite right.
Well, it's hard for Cooper Cummins to throw a good, legitimate curveball. Being a short armor, it's hard to get your hands above the ball and make that thing spin and break. Majority of what we call short armors will throw the slider, which is a little bit easier to throw than the actual over-the-top curveball.
Take its base. Good eye by Charlie Marchbanks. So Cooper Noble now will be the hitter. Cooper Noble, the son of Mike Noble, one of the assistants on this South Carolina staff. Gonna pop this one up. This one could drop, and it does. Just outside, or inside the line rather, so it is fair. Run to third, and out right there. Carson Carter making the tag, and the throw had to be perfect.
Well, as a situation as a runner, Charlie Marchbanks is picking up the coach, and I think he picked him up just a little bit late. Just perfectly placed. Charlie on the go, but let's just say Jordan Hicks, oh, there you go. There's the little hesitation. Perfect throw to get him out. You think with the 3-run lead, you want to try to be a little more conservative as a coach. Hold them up at second base. That time, it burned them. It took a perfect throw, but they got burned.
That's the catcher, Peter Mershon. He's going to put this one in play. Eastone taps on second, over to first. Double play! Second double play of this game, turned by this West Virginia defense. They are on fire.
Well, pitching and defense, that's what it's all about. Here you go. Nicely done. Eastone handles it. Good snap throw.
For South Carolina in the bottom of the second inning, no runs on 1 hit. Those are West Virginia errors and no one left on base. Good count stands at 18.
Also Alabama, team that has the day off. This team right here from Alabama, McCalla Little League. Mike, they have been the surprise of this tournament so far.
Yeah, they really have played 2 solid games. 10-run rule against defending champions North Carolina, and then the big 3-2 victory last night. And you look at it, they really swing the bat well, but they've been getting excellent pitching. Anytime you go in 2 games, you get up a total of 4 runs. You gotta like your chances.
Jack Eastone to lead things off. Top of the 3rd inning. Ball is popped up in the air. Center fielder Brody Koss takes a few steps back and makes the grab for the first out.
Eastone just missed hitting that one a long way. It was a good swing. Maybe just got jammed just a little bit.
The batter is the left fielder number 8, Aiden McCormick.
Kakaris takes care of out number 2.
Well, 2 pitches, 2 outs. That'll help the pitch count. Right now, if I'm the coach, I'm going to tape Jordan Hicks' hands to his body so he can't swing at this pitch.
Oh, heading into the fence. Great effort that time by Trip O'Neill.
I haven't seen many of them. Very rare, but a 3-pitch inning. We were a foot away from seeing a 3-pitch inning. Well, I guess that's my old school coming out. New school is, hey, swing until you're happy.
This one is sent into the outfield. Nelson reels it in for South Carolina. West Virginia with a 3-0 lead through 2.5 in Warner Robins.
No South Carolina errors, no one left on base. Pitch count stands at 50. Our concession stand is staffed with hardworking volunteers and has a wide assortment of food and drink available, including fresh brewed sweet tea. Be sure to visit and pick up a burger and a hot dog, some popcorn, candy, and a drink. Changes for West Virginia request.
Well, look at some of the valuables here on display in Warner Robins gift shop here at the Southeastern Regional. Pins that you can keep the rest of your life, Mike. These are certainly keepsakes.
You see all over. You got kids trading them. You got people buying them all over the place. Really neat little souvenir of the experience here in Warner Robins.
Good start to this inning for South Carolina as Tullis puts into center field, gets on base. South Carolina crowd trying to come alive here It's been tough for this team, Mike, because both of their games have been at night. And it's always tough now. You play a game in the middle of the afternoon. It's a tough turnaround. It's also tough to settle the kids down and get them to bed, too, as Tullis comes out of the game.
Yeah, especially after such an emotional game last night. Went back and forth. Really, we were treated to 2 winners bracket games last night that were absolutely outstanding. So, let's just hats off again to the coaches for being able to structure these kids.
Out at first, Brody Koss trying to beat the play. Does move the runner over.
Yeah, sacrifice bunt for Brody Koss. Nicely done. Cooper Cummings, not an easy play. Had to get it, get rid of it, and make a good, strong throw to first base.
Luke Parker's the pinch hitter. He hits it in the wrong spot, right at the vacuum. Jared Nethercutt. And a quick 2 outs.
Well, the hitters are coming up, ready to swing. They're picking on it here early. Some balls just hit right on the button, right at people.
Top of the order, James Kakaris' turn. Love watching this young man play. He is such a competitor. Came in last night pitching. Off-speed stuff. Absolutely had Alabama fooled. Silence those big bats. Watches one outside here for ball 2.
A 2-out hit for South Carolina right now could go a long, long way.
Hit to the third baseman, Carson Carter. Big throw, and he's out. Oh, Kakaris thought he had the throw beat. You also saw Nethercutt elevate. And let's see if this is a possible challenge, because there was that split second. His foot wasn't on the bag, Mike, and maybe Kakaris got in there whenever it wasn't.
We're going to take a look and see exactly how this happens. This Kakaris going as hard as he can. Nethercutt comes down. Well, we need to move Daniel Knight out of the way. Tough to see whether the foot hits. Here's a better shot at it. Yeah, I think Nethercutt gets it down.
So we'll go to the 4th inning when we return here in Warner Robins. West Virginia over South Carolina. New pitcher is Drew Nelson for South Carolina. They continue to go through their arms. They're very deep pitching staff being tested here.
Well, Drew Nelson, much of the same type of stuff as we saw earlier today from Cooper Noble. Fastball in the low 60s, curveball, and his best pitch is his changeup. So again, to make that effective, must be down in the zone and ahead in the count.
Griffin Dempsey, 7-8-9 here for West Virginia in the top of the fourth. Dempsey gets a good swing on it, right to the right fielder though. And a quick first out as Noble, who went from the pitcher's mound out to right field, was heads up.
Here, ball that you would think would be a hit 9 out of 10 times. A little scouting report maybe, and Cooper Noble in the absolutely perfect spot to nab that.
The batter is first baseman number 14, Jared Nethercutt.
Now Nethercutt's turn.
Drew Nelson doing his best here to keep his team close. Cooper Noble gave up 3 in the first, then settled down. If they can tie or maybe go ahead, they've got Bryce Harder, who we've seen earlier that pitched a couple innings, 5 punch-outs in those innings. So a guy that can absolutely shut it down, but they've got to make a move on offense.
Nethercutt going to take his base. First walk issued by Drew Nelson. And we got a pinch hitter. As Clayton Hetlinger now is going to step in. Second pinch hitter for West Virginia here today. Hetlinger watches a strike. 1-1. 3 spot on the board for West Virginia in the first. That's all the scoring we've had. South Carolina has come close, but West Virginia defense feeling it right now. South Carolina's Tullis goes back to make another grab, and there's 2 away.
A nice breaking ball that time by Drew Nelson. Ball was down away from Hetlinger. He had to try to reach for it. Nice easy grab by Tullis.
Now Trevor Lingenfelter's turn. West Virginia emptying their bench here in the fourth. Getting everybody involved. Of course, part of the mandatory play rules here in Little League Baseball. 13 total players on the roster for West Virginia.
Yeah, all the teams left are 13 or 14 on the roster. We had one of our teams here, Tennessee, that had 12. Little different rules. When you have 12 players, your 3 subs have to play 6 consecutive outs in the field and get 1 at bat. When you have 13 or more on your roster, your substitutes have to get 1 at bat only.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first for West Virginia. Another foul ball.
Good job by Lingenfelter. Ball that kind of stayed inside, breaking ball. If you take it, it's a strike. Got enough of it to get a chance. It's a big part of the two-strike approach is foul off that tough one and see if you can get a better pitch to hit from the pitcher on the next one.
Trevor's father, Jason, one of the coaches for West Virginia. That one a little bit too tough to handle. Lingenfelter tied up. And a nice pitch by Nelson to get South Carolina to the dugout here in the fourth.
So West Virginia, in the top of the fourth inning, no runs, no hits. There were no South Carolina errors and one runner left. Pitch count 17. Entering the game for West Virginia, replacing number 27, Trevor Lingenfelter. And now playing second base, number 3, Landon Maida.
On fun, fitness, and fundamentals, the Little League journey starts with T-ball. Visit littleleague.org/T-ball for our free 10-week practice plan to keep the youngest Little Leaguers moving, having fun, and learning the game of baseball and softball. littleleague.org/T-ball. Bryce Harder, the batter, to lead off the fourth for South Carolina. Comes up swinging right to the shortstop. Eastone on top of it, and there's one away.
And we've seen a little bit of spotty play by the middle infielders in this tournament. But today so far, really spot on. Nice play by Eastone, and every time there's a routine play, as a pitcher, you expect to get the guy out. Whenever you don't get him out, kind of makes you press a little bit more.
Now this pitch count right now for Cooper Cummings, something to really be proud of. We're in the bottom of the fourth, and he hasn't even hit 30 pitches just yet. I mean, talk about cruising. He is on a magic carpet ride right now.
He's given up 2 hits. His team's committed an error behind him, but really, I would just filling the plate up full of strikes. When South Carolina's hit it hard, they've hit it right at West Virginia defense. So, that's what pitching to contact's all about.
You saw Trip O'Neill. You wanted the ball to hit him.
Wow. and he kind of admonished himself a little bit there. He, kind of just stood there and said, like, hit me, and it missed. He was upset about it.
Strike called, and down on strikes is O'Neill. So the emotional leader of South Carolina is the second out of this fourth inning.
Oh, and he knew it too. He had breaking ball behind him in this on the outside corner. Yes, that young man wears everything on his sleeve. No secrets for Trip O'Neill. You know exactly how he's feeling.
Marchbanks comes up swinging. Little dribbler to Cummings. Over to first base, and a 6-pitch inning for Cooper Cummings. 30 pitches, 4 innings, no runs on the board for South Carolina.
The South Carolina in the bottom of the fourth inning, no runs, no hits, or no West Virginia errors, and no one on base. Pitch count stands at 30.
West Virginia getting their 3 runs in a hurry in the first inning. Cooper Cummings puts one into left field. Landon Ida comes in to score, and then the hit parade would continue. Cummings sliding in safely there. Another run right behind him is Eastone. And that has been all the scoring that we have had. 4 hits for West Virginia, 2 for South Carolina. The West Virginia defense has been just sensational, and that defense, those double plays, Mike, and them playing so well, has allowed starting pitcher Cooper Cummings to be unbelievably efficient here through the first 4.
Wow, 30 pitches through 4 innings. That's something that we have not seen. We've had 30 pitches thrown by a number of pitchers in the same inning.
This ball, a little too hot to handle for Nelson. Does he get there in time? Just barely.
Well, Drew Nelson at first seems like it'll be an easier play. Takes a bad bounce. He sticks with it, though. Bare hand, right to the glove. Nicely done. Good stretch by Kai Tullis. I tell you, the last at bat, Cooper Cummings hit an absolute one-hop rocket right at Bryce Harder. And I just looked at myself and said, you know what? I just saw a major league player dressed up like a little leaguer make that play. Backhand, just all one motion, right to first base. I was like, wow, that's just so smooth, so talented.
Two balls, one strike. Cummings watches this one outside. Mike, if you are watching young kids play baseball and you are looking for traits, I know that these young men are so young. They have so much to do left in sports to even dream about playing at that level just yet. But what are the main things that you think make up a guy who can one day play in the big leagues? As Noble drifts back to make the catch and there's 2 away. South Carolina's defense playing well at the moment.
Now, more than anything, it's basically God-given abilities. Foot speed, arm strength, bat speed. Those are the kinds of things that really stand out. I'm not saying that you can't improve yourself as a player, but if you can make yourself a better hitter, you can make yourself a better fielder. But whenever it comes down to it, how much can you gain, running? You improve with mechanics. Same thing with baseball, but if your God-given ability doesn't let you throw, 85 miles an hour, there isn't anybody out there that's going to be able to teach. If you throw 79, they may be able to get you to 82, but they're never going to get you to 95. All the nutrition, the weight training, all of these things that are available to all these young players now can add and help. But as a professional scout, if I'm looking at a player, that's what I'm looking for. Something that I can't teach, but it's a skill that a major leaguer would have.
Jack Eastone now with 2 strikes. Drew Nelson delivering. Way outside this time.
That's a good breaking ball by Drew Nelson. Heading the count, trying to get Eastone to fish for one, get it off the end of the bat, perhaps.
Big swing and a miss. Impressive for Drew Nelson. Here in the 5th, he has kept West Virginia off the board. South Carolina needs runs.
For West Virginia, at the top of the 5th inning, no runs, no hits, there were no South Carolina errors, and no runners left on base. Pitch count 28.
Got this inning right here. All right. I've already talked to the guys hitting. They're going to be ready to go. We're going to put a number on the board right here, and then we'll see how it shakes out. Let's go. All right, let's get it in right here. Carolina on 3. Carolina on 3. 1, 2, 3. Carolina!
Replacing number 11, Cooper Noble. And leading off the bottom of the 5th inning will be number 2, Jackie Wiley.
Back here at Little League Southeast Park in Warner Robins, Georgia. Drew Felios with Mike LaValliere. West Virginia leads South Carolina 3-0. And Mike, right now, if you are the West Virginia coaching staff here in the 5th inning, it has been such an efficient day for your starter, Cummings, that you can't help but possibly think about the days ahead and having him in the future. So do you leave him in, let him do his work? At what point do you maybe try and think about replacing him?
I don't replace him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want him to have 30 more pitches available in the backyard tomorrow. Yeah, I just
Sure.
you've got to win the game. You just you find yourself in the losers bracket. You do your best, and there's you got to understand you're bringing in an all-star each and every game. So some of the guys a little more talent than others, but we've seen guys being effective. So right now, you've got to win the game. The last thing you want is a kid throwing batting practice on the way home to Barboursville. You just let him win the ball game today and then figure it out.
Weiland down on strikes. Cummings red hot right now. That's only the 2nd strikeout though he has had. So the defense behind him has just been magnificent. And at 34 pitches here, he has a chance to get out of the 5th inning with under 40. When it is working, it is working.
And we're seeing a pitcher that isn't overpowering, and how effective he's been. Everything that's happening is usually in 3 or 4 pitches. A lot of big league pitching coaches' philosophies. The more pitches the hitter sees, the more advantage that he gets. So we're trying to make this happen in 3 or 4 pitches.
High bouncing ball to the catcher who comes up and gloves it. How about Griffin Dempsey? No problem, and there's 2 away.
And a big part of that play was communication. Griffin Dempsey, much easier play for him than Cooper Cummings. Comes out there, nice, cool, calm, collected. Really, really nice, confident play.
Mike, I'll tell you what, I know we all love the home run balls, but when you watch these young men play, I love great defense. And the crowd here in Warner Robins certainly appreciates it as well.
Well, Daniel Nida made no bones about it whenever he was talking about his team. You know, we've got to pitch well. We've got to play good defense. We got to play small ball on offense. Take our singles, our doubles, take the extra bases. We got to use some bunting and our speed. And you know, you're identifying the strengths of your team. If they get behind and have to try to play long ball, they're not going to be successful.
Coach Lingenfelter, Coach Carter in the dugout right now for West Virginia.
You know, it's much like a team in college football, a running team that gets behind. You know, having to come out of their shell and throw the ball. It's the same type of thing in baseball when you're having to string 7 or 8 hits together to come back from a 7-run deficit. You know, it's easier to get 2 3-run homers than it is to get 7 straight hits.
Outside part of the plate, called a strike. Luke Westraw, pinch hitting right now for South Carolina. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cooper Cummings tries to continue to work his magic. Another strikeout for Cummings. West Virginia crowd pumped up. And with a 3-0 lead, we go to the 6th here on ESPN+.
For South Carolina, changes re-entering the game in place number 2, Jack Weiland, and right field number 11, Cooper Noble, replacing number 3, Nelson Vaughn, and catching number 40, Peter Merson, and replacing number 7, Luke Westraw at first base, number 42, Kai Tullis.
Day 3 continues here, Little League Southeast Park, West Virginia, 3-0 lead over South Carolina. Go to the 6th inning. Drew Felios with Mike LaValliere. It's been another fun-filled weekend here in Warner Robins. Mike, seen a little bit of everything, but we're seeing great pitching here in this game. Also seeing great defense as well.
Yeah, it's been very, very solid. You know, first inning, all the noise and everything since then's been incredibly quiet. Really, neither offense has threatened since the first, so you know, remains to be seen.
This is going to drop in center field as Aiden McCormick comes out swinging. West Virginia has their leadoff guy aboard.
Yeah, first pitch hitting. Fastball up and out over the plate. McCormick with a nice sweet swing on that one.
Ethan Blackburn now pinch hitting for West Virginia. Blackburn, the final player to come off the bench for this Barboursville Little League team. Takes the first pitch inside.
Well, our home plate umpire, they all have a little brush that they use to brush off home plate, and the brush was in the field of play, so Peter Mershon decided, well, we don't need it there.
Blackburn tries to lay one down. The only thing in this tournament that probably has not been, I think, where it needs to be, has been laying down bunts across the board, Mike. It has not been executed by any team, I think, as efficiently as they would like.
Yeah, sacrifice bunting, really a lot of foul balls.
Sticks the bat out. This is going to be a tough play. Harder makes it look easy, though. And there's one away.
Well, that takes the place of a bunt.
Sure.
A nice job, Bryce Harder, knowing his only play was at first base, and that was a bang-bang play. So good hustle getting down the line was Ethan Blackburn.
Tullis over there at first. Now we could have a change here for South Carolina. J.D. Nelson comes out, talk to his team. And I think that's going to be it for Nelson. So we'll step aside. J.D. will head out to right field, and we'll meet the new pitcher when we come back to Warner Robins.
It's a feeling like it's never gonna end. It's the reason keeps you coming.
Bottom half of the sixth.
Changes for South Carolina, now pitching number 12, Bryce Harder. Moving to shortstop, number 8, James DeGarris. Replacing number 11, Cooper Noble. And playing second base, number 2, Jack Whalen. And now playing right field, number 25, Drew Nelson.
So for Drew Nelson, 32 pitches before giving way to Bryce Harder.
Well, Harder, fastball in mid-60 range, curveball, great changeup. There you saw the off-speed pitch.
Host of defensive changes for South Carolina. Drew Nelson chasing that ball down right now in right field. James Kakaris at shortstop. Jack Weiland is the second baseman as Harder moves to the mound. So still O'Neill at third. Tullis at first. There's Kakaris in place. And 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 1 out. Griffin Dempsey popped out his last time up. Taken outside. Big pitch right there, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, there you see Bryce Harder, off-speed delivery. There's that good changeup. Comes in looking like a fastball, dips at the last second. When it's thrown properly with the right arm speed, very devastating to try to hit.
Jared Nethercutt now with 2 away. Throw it back to second. Really close right there. Getting back though is McCormick. Nethercutt's played well for West Virginia. It's been a team effort for this Barboursville Little League team. Cooper Cummings leading the way. Jack Eastone right behind him. And 1 through 9, they are solid. Strike to Nethercutt, 2-1.
And that breaking ball just missed. And changeup. No 3-1 changeup, folks. Get first base open. Incredibly effective if you can throw for a strike, and that was outstanding.
Oh, couple great pitches by Harder as he sits down. Nethercutt, now South Carolina with their final chance at some runs when we come back.
South Carolina airs and 1 runner left on base. Pitch count is 11. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. We have a winner of the 50-50 raffle. The winner of the 50-50 raffle for this game is ticket number 2442555. Once again, 2442555. If you are the owner of that ticket, please come to the press box to claim your winnings. Thank you to all for your support of Little League. Little League in the Southeastern region thank the many volunteers who have dedicated their time to assist us during the game and throughout this tournament. The countless hours of hard work provided by volunteers allows us to provide a wonderful tournament experience for everyone. Thank you to all the volunteers of the 2018 Southeastern Regional Tournament. Davis for West Virginia re-entering the game, replacing number 22 Ethan Blackburn in right field, number 21 Jordan Hicks, replacing number 26 Clayton Hedlinger in center field, number 16 Bryce Alfrey.
Well, we've heard of the rally cap. We've also heard for South Carolina of the turtle, the team mascot, right now trying to give this mean green machine a boost. They're down to their final chance. It's goose eggs across the board as this young man, Cooper Cummings, has kept South Carolina at bay. Leading it off for South Carolina is number 24, Brody Koss. 8-9-1. You see how eager this team looks right now, Mike.
And I tell you, Cooper Cummings has been unflappable. I don't think his expression has changed much other than some excitement about the double plays. He's just gotten the ball. No nonsense approach. Thrown a few off-speed pitches, but relied on keeping the ball down with his fastball and the movement that he's had on it.
Big strikeout to start the 6th.
Now batting number 25, right fielder Drew Nelson.
Here's Drew Nelson now. Nelson squares around, trying to break up that rhythm just a bit from Cummings. Another outstanding pitch. I mean, Mike, his location has just been perfect. Every ball is low. Every ball's hitting its spot. The velocity, it's not overpowering, but it is just really special stuff. Amazing.
Well, I especially liked the pitch before that. He kind of got a little off balance and did what I'd call a victory lap around the mound, try to get his balance back. 0-2. After that, collected himself and just made another perfect pitch.
Like an artist painting a picture today here in Warner Robins. Right now, it is a beautiful thing to watch. Kakaris, the final hope for South Carolina.
I don't know if it makes any difference here. If he can get Kakaris out, he'll have only 2 days mandatory rest.
Right back to him. Tough to handle. Kakaris able to get on base.
We'll take a peek, in this ball just getting past Cooper Cummings. He falls off a little bit to his left-hand side. South Carolina team were claiming there was some interference on Nethercutt, but Jared was a little bit too far away. The umpire right on that call.
That's only the second hit today for South Carolina as Bryce Harder, one of their top bats, comes to the plate. Check that, the third hit today for South Carolina. And there's a strike. So, Mike, if Harder can get on base here, Trip O'Neill would represent the tying run. South Carolina not done just yet. Big swing there for strike two.
I tell you, Cummings has kept the ball down very well, and at times he's elevated the fastball and really changed the eye level of the hitters. It's been outstanding.
Not going to get the benefit of the doubt there from home plate umpire Lewis Nickerson. Very close from nicking that corner.
This is where you got to take a big deep breath, execute your pitch, make it happen on this one.
Oh, hit him. Harder wears one. And just like that, things turning just a bit. 2 on now for Trip O'Neill. And 2 outs.
And maybe the emotion's getting a little bit better of Cooper Cummings and Bryce Harder. No chance to get away with that one. It seems like Cummings is just getting a little bit too pumped up. This might not be a bad idea to have your coach go out there and just give him a little bit of a reassurance, a little breather. Say, hey, slow down.
Trip O'Neill, the final chance for South Carolina once more. O'Neill can tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. That's a lot to ask for against a pitcher that's been dominant here today. Hits it to the shortstop. Eastone, the force out at second, and Nida taps on the bag to send West Virginia into the next round.
Well, I don't know if you can play a more perfect game than West Virginia played today against South Carolina. Obviously, this was the Cooper Cummings show. Less than 60 pitches to pitch his 6 innings. Throws up a donut, a shutout. And offensively, you know what? They did enough. They scored 3 in the first, never looked back. South Carolina threatening a little bit at the end. But when it comes down to it, Cooper Cummings, he made all the pitches. South Carolina, very, very fine team. The last 2 days, within 12, 14 hours, the bats went silent. Unfortunately, good program, but they're going home. West Virginia lives to play another day. 3 more wins, they go to Williamsport.
Great sportsmanship by both of these teams. Class acts across the board. Barboursville Little League over Northwood Little League. In the end, 3-0 the final score. West Virginia survives. And our next match coming up in about an hour and a half. North Carolina and Virginia at 4 Eastern time. Until then, for Mike LaValliere and our fabulous crew, I'm Drew Felios saying so long from Warner Robins, and congratulations to West Virginia.